Hey everybody, Friday 925 here, and this is the first episode in our debate series. Today we are debating who was the better conqueror, Genghis Khan or Alexander the Great.
Born from the ashes.
Both have each prepared arguments on both sides, and now we will determine who gets what. Curtis will be... No.
But, yeah.
This is for Curtis. Alexander the Great is heads, Genghis Khan is tails.
Okay.
That means Curtis has Alexander the Great and Spencer has Genghis Khan. Rock, paper, scissors, who goes first? Alright, first. Why do you think Genghis Khan is a greater conqueror than Alexander the Great?
Well, first off, had a longer rule than Alexander the Great. His rule, while it ended when he died, the empire itself lasted for almost 90 years.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, his empire may have lasted 90 years, but doesn't mean it was because of him. It obviously lasted pretty well without him, so I mean, maybe they were just a great country, you know?
Why do you think Alexander the Great is better than Genghis Khan?
I mean, first of all, his name is Alexander the Great. Come on. Huh? The Great? Yeah? Second of all, his soldiers had vastly superior combat training and better armor. They were more well prepared for all of their battles. While they may have had a much smaller army, their size didn't really matter. They took took on many larger foes.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
Well, his name is the Great, but Genghis Khan sounds so rough. Much better than Alexander the Great. Genghis Khan, come on. And, sure, maybe he was strategically well off. Genghis Khan, though, didn't need all the flashy armor. Didn't need all that. He was a strategic planner and knew how to pick his battles, how to win each time.
Is there anything else you would like to add about Genghis Khan?
I would.
Add it.
I know. Yes, actually. Alexander the Great, while was king over many different nations, countries, Genghis Khan ruled the Mongols, who took over Southwest Asia, Northeast Asia, Europe. During his own rule, Christian Europe. So, most of Europe, because most were Christians, besides like England. Then who was part of Christian Europe?
Christian Europe was just the very northeastern part of Europe. The Mongoloids never took over France or Germany or Sweden, Finland. They never took anything really west of Russia.
Asia or Persia?
Alexander the Great wasn't even from Persia, but he took over most of Europe, including France, Germany. He took over a much more civilized nation. So the Asian nation. He ruled actually before Genghis Khan. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Why do you think Alexander the Great is better than Genghis Khan?
His battle strategies were just far superior. Genghis Khan just ran in there and won with pretty much just sheer numbers and a fancy bow. Alexander the Great won with pure strategy. He just out-strategized everyone he ever fought. He never really had that large of an army, honestly. His army was fairly small, especially considering the size of his empire. They were very well trained, obviously, I already said that. And what he did was he set up catapults and ballista behind his soldiers. And the beginning, when both armies began to charge, he would just cover the grounds, assault the grounds completely until they reached there. And then he would keep his elite soldiers, which were they were on horseback. He kept them back until the very moment where he needed them. And then they would charge in from the flank and either turn the tide of the battle or completely end it.
Final wrap up. Why do you think Genghis Khan is better than Alexander?
Well, better name. And while Alexander the Great did have great strategy, Genghis Khan did have the numbers, which means more followers, more people agreed with what he believed in, and continuing on with that, his rule and empire continued on past his death for many, many years, 70 more years. And that's not true at all. They used the same tactics as Genghis Khan did.
And Genghis Khan was a tyrant. Alexander the Great was a leader. There's a difference.
He was also a tyrant.
He really wasn't.
It's the same thing.
His country was a republic. Genghis Khan was a dictator.
He also had civil rights. He did.
Not really.
Yes, he did.
Genghis Khan just blew in there, burned shit down, shot some arrows.
But he didn't care who he took in. He wasn't a racist.
Because he took millions of slaves. What?
Racist. They became
Alexander
soldiers.
the Great wasn't a racist either.
How many different colored people were in his army?
His army was very small, first of all. It took place entirely in Europe. What are you talking about? So it was about, well, they were somewhat white-ish.
To this argument, Alexander the Great, the racist.
Okay, and with that, we encourage you to vote who you think was better on Facebook, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.